In this episode, we arrive in Nelson, undertake some construction in preparation for the next long passage, and go for a little side trip as well. So what's happened here, Will?
I've got quite stuck for probably about the second time in this mud.
I found a boat on the side of the road. I wasn't looking for a boat, but this was the boat I needed. I had to replace quite a bit of wood on a minimal budget. One short year later, it was time to launch. The boat was by no means finished, but I could do the rest while sailing. A real zombie apocalypse cruiser that could cross oceans but also park on the beach. That was so simple I could fix everything myself and could carry everything that I needed and maybe a few friends along for the ride. Waking up here, I noticed several differences. That beach is sandy. And you can see a horizon. I'm definitely not in the sounds anymore. Funny thing is, every single time I've come to Nelson, I get becalmed about here. Nelson is a very nice town that happens to be big enough to have epoxy and marine plywood. So I had some serious building plans. There's a pirate ship. Before I do some serious sailing again, I want to build some doghouses to give standing headroom and also to protect the cabins from getting spray inside. I've done a little sketch here, and next I'm going to build a cardboard mock-up. Basic mock-up has reached the stage where I can stand inside of it and see it glued together. Comfortable standing headroom for me. If you're tall, nope, too tall, but you could also lower the floor, but that's a problem for the next owner of the boat. I'm thinking a small round window might be enough. So it'll slide forwards, and even here I'm able to climb out. I think even at that position it'll be enough shelter to deflect any waves that come forwards when a following wave could come in, but I think that's not actually a problem unless it's unless you're sailing in a gale, in which case you are inside and it's closed. And the last touch will be a door that comes up here, so it can be fully closed and secured. Made some plans and marked out how I think it will come out of the plywood. I'll be able to make two hatches out of a single sheet of plywood, except for the back door, which is a shame. I'm also going to fasten the windows from the inside, which will make a really clear, clean look. Right, that's really intended for moving cargo, but I think we'll make it. Made it back to my spot. Solar panel gutter. It's much cheaper to buy bulk epoxy and then sell the leftovers to another boat person, or just build more stuff. The Dynabike for my new trailer. Stripped all the parts I definitely won't need. and strap it to my bike, and I should have to see if I can ride it like this. Six and a bit, so halfway. Let's call it 13. Okay, I have a bicycle trailer. I guess I should take it for a test ride. Today's the big day. I'm going to go fetch some plywood. I'm kind of using a thoroughbred to do a workhorse job, but this bike's actually doing pretty okay so far. One thing has fixed gears, no freewheeling, but that gives you a lot of control going slow. So that actually is quite nice for towing a trailer. Made it back. Done. Not sure about the usefulness of these pop tops just to make more standing headroom, but they're pretty handy to be able to store large items like half a sheet of plywood cut lengthways. 3 half sheets there. Making progress. Pretty happy with that. I wouldn't have attempted to do that if I had realised it was going to rain like that. I was sort of wishfully thinking it wouldn't rain that much, just maybe tiny sprinkle and stopped, which is what it had been doing. But this means I'm a day ahead. This is set now. Had a sudden urge to step back and admire my handiwork. Still climb out, and probably most of the waves will miss. And this is important. This is important for strength. And it slides, it doesn't hit my head. This is the first bit of fiberglass supplies. Yeah. This part I want nice and strong, so I put some double bias on the inside, and peel ply has made it have actually quite a smooth texture. I've just realised that my hole cutting tool actually can go all the way out to 150 mils. we should realise that sooner, but it's going to make this last cut much nicer. Perfect. Very nearly ready to go. Just thought I'd set them up, have a look. Just measuring fiberglass. I bought 3 meters, and then over sideways I can do it without any joins, except at the front. Where there is a join, I'll just put a bit of peel ply. The edge of the windows presented a very tight radius for the fiberglass to go around, but I had an idea. I think that went really well. Okay, it's nearly set. Let's see how this balloon trick works. Well, I think I can say that that turned out as good as I hoped it would. Very happy with that. I got this big beefy inverter, 2000 watts continuous. The cheap ones just give the surge rating as their advertised power. I want to be able to run a large power tool, such as a circular saw. This is 1300 watts, but it takes more than that to get it spinning. So 2000 watts should be more than enough to run it. 4000 watts should be enough to start it. Let's find out. This is how the windows are going to work. First, a frame will be installed. Then the window will fit inside of that. And then a clamp, which will be screwed through the clamp into the frame from the inside with some sealant inside, of course. And this will mean you won't see any fittings from the outside. It will just be a very clean looking window. That's the plan. To pull this off, I now need to cut 32 circles. There's going to be 8 windows in total, and the frame and the clamp is 2 circles. So 4 times 8, 32, that's a lot of cutting. I can think about how long it would take to do it by hand, and it would take like 4 hours or something. So I decided perhaps this is a good time to buy a router, which will give me exciting new abilities. My friend Will visited to come sailing, which meant a break from the doghouse construction. this is so skillfully done, with such like, you know, it's like, it feels like an artist made this, who is like going around and creating, you know, just practicing this form of, like, look, it has like definite, like, there's a technique, there's like a king post,
Yeah.
and then this one has a backbone, and then all of these are like laid that way, and then there's another layer that goes this way, and they're like all up along this coast. And it's like either, but I haven't seen this anywhere else in New Zealand. This sort of I mean, I've seen ones that kids make, but this is like majestical. This is like a whole nother level. Will is quite a keen fisherman, and he kept me extremely well fed. Getting around to putting the windows in. I'd recently ordered a large supply of pulleys and cleats from AliExpress, and Will had kindly let me send them to his house. These looked a lot like the name brand blocks at the local marine store, but were massively cheaper. There'll be more about this in a future episode. Little pulleys, that will be real useful for making like. Now I can just be like, everything's going to run real smooth. I've got 10. I've got to wait really carefully. Yeah, I'm like, maybe I should have bought more. But I actually did buy more. Inventing, like roller furling. Oh, these are good. Yeah. These are like $40 each. Another time when we didn't sail into a mussel farm. So far I've collided with the 0 mussel farms in this boat, proud to say. Yeah. Shouldn't brag about that because that's when it happens, but yeah, no mussel farms. Perhaps one of the most Dominic Tarr moments ever. I'm invited to a party over there, and I'm going to arrive via the mud. Will unfortunately need some practice at mud walking. So what's happened here, Will?
I've got quite stuck for probably about the second time in this mud.
Alright, well...
I've given up hope of arriving at this party, not muddy.
Yeah, well I bet they have a hose. Oh, there we go, it's easy. It was easy.
Nice.
Okay, I might try pushing, and then we just go real gentle on the kayak.
Okay, that sounds good.
Mud is a kind of non-Newtonian fluid known as Bingham plastic. At a low level of stress it behaves as a solid, but once the shear stress passes a critical threshold, it flows like a liquid. Basically, just go very slowly, and then you don't sink into the mud as far.